Hi guys, and welcome to another Ace Tanker in the A-44. Yes, it's a bonus video, it's another tier 7 medium tank, but there's a couple of reasons I wanted to bring this video to you today, and the first one is, on a recent video, I mentioned that if you left a comment with green penguins and you are interested in a closed beta key for Heroes of the Storm, you'd be in with a chance of getting one. So that was on the FV215B Ace Tanker. So I'm going to be doing that right now. However, I do want to make an apology in advance. When I was getting the keys and I was sitting down to make this video, I suddenly realized in the small print of those keys I have, it says they can only be used on the EU servers. So, yeah, I didn't see that, didn't know that when I mentioned it in the FV215B Ace Tanker. Now, there's absolutely no problem with creating an account if you're not in the EU. Blizzard will let you set up an account, even if you're in the NA or in Asia. You can set up an account on the EU server and get into the closed beta for Heroes of the Storm. However, these keys will only work on the EU server, and I do apologize. I'm really sorry. I didn't actually see it until I was reading the small print on how to activate them. And yeah, my bad. Really apologize. If you do win and you're not in the EU, you can still use the key, but you're going to need to set up an EU account, and there's nothing I can do about that. Yeah, sorry, my bad. So let the flaming and the hate and the dislikes begin. I do apologize, it was my mistake. But anyway, we're going up here. I need to copy the URL. We'll go into the random YouTube comment picker. Now, you had to comment green penguins in order to get in with a chance of actually winning. So we're going to load comments, and 40 comments in the video, randomly pick a winner. Absolutely loved. Okay, I'm not seeing any green penguins, pig one-man army. I'm sorry. Okay, but you do love the FV215B. Yep, I do too. Let's go again. The Centaurus. Yeah, I'm sorry. No green penguins there. Nice. Oh yeah, green penguins. Here you go. Nice work. Well played. You would play Armored Warfare better if you use this type. Armored Warfare! Guys, the Armored Warfare videos was done. I've only played about an hour of Armored Warfare in total in my life. I only played 1 hour throughout the entire closed focus testing. It was just my first few games. When I get used to the game, or if I get used to the game, if I decide to play it again, yes, I will not be YOLOing. I will not be going straight in. But I'm testing the tanks. I was just going in, testing the game, testing the tanks. I wasn't going in to be a unicum from day one. Everything is going to be wiped, so there's no point in taking it that seriously. But thank you for your comment, Matt Duncan, and congratulations, Green Penguins, you have won yourself a copy of Heroes of the Storm, at least the closed beta, so we're just going to open that up. I've got 3 keys, by the way, guys. Let's randomly pick another winner. Torgano, FV215B was your first tier 10 tank. You love it too. Green Penguins, congratulations, you have won a closed beta key for Heroes of the Storm, and we've got one more closed beta key to give out, and it is Lubricator. Okay, I like your name. It's Lubricator. Where did you see this tank would be removed from the game? It's been mentioned quite a few times in the forums. It's been mentioned on For the Record. It's been mentioned on Rita's blog, I believe. I just don't have time to go and get those links for you, but yeah, Green Penguins, congratulations. You have won yourself a closed beta key for Heroes of the Storm. So there we go. Congratulations to Matt, Duncan, Torgano, and Lubricator. So that was one of the reasons I'm bringing this bonus video to you today, but the other reason I'm bringing this bonus video today is because earlier this morning I put out a Chiri Ace Tanker, and that's another tier 7 medium tank. It's the Japanese tier 7 medium tank. This is one of the Russian tier 7 medium tanks. But the difference is, I kept the A-44. I decided it was good enough to keep, and I sold the Chiri. And basically, I don't hate on the Chiri, because I know people out there like that tank and are probably going to tell me that I'm wrong and it's a great tank, as they usually do. Every time I say I dislike a tank, people correct me and say, no, it's a great tank, you're playing it wrong. But my issue, my biggest problem for all the failings that Chiri had, my biggest issue with it was, when it got into a tier 8 or tier 9 game, it just wasn't competitive. And when you take a look at a tank like the A-44, it is competitive. Now, this is an Ace Tanker game, but it's not a great game. This was at the time I was playing this and at the time the game ended, I thought it was a very average game. But it was an average game in an A-44, even though it's a tier 9 game. I'm bottom tier. I'm a tier 7 in a tier 9 game. There are only 4 tier 9s on the enemy team, and then there are a bunch of tier 8s and some tough tier 7s, but basically I'm bottom tier. And when I'm bottom tier of the Chiri, I just don't feel the tank is good enough. It's not competitive enough. It's too weak. It's got no armor. It's too big. And the A-44 is not a perfect tank either. It has problems. It's rear mounted, so if you don't like playing rear mounted tanks, you're not going to like the A-44. The gun has got a huge aim time. It's inaccurate. It's terrible at shooting on the move. It's got an engine in front, and that means you get your engine damaged, and it also has ammo rack issues. This tank ammo racked a lot. Oh yeah, and it also has bad gun depression. So this tank basically has as many problems as the Chiri does. Not the same problems, different problems, but it's not a perfect tank. But yet, I think it's competitive in a tier 9 game, as I'm going to show you. 167mm of penetration, 300 alpha damage. So the penetration for against tier 9s is not fantastic, 167. But this tank has the maneuverability, it has the speed to be able to get to the sides and rear of enemy tanks and to be able to shoot them. But anyway, let's just get going. So, one of the key things, I think, for me when I'm playing World of Tanks and when I decide whether or not to keep a tank is whether or not it's good as bottom tier. There's absolutely no point, at least for me, in keeping tanks that are too situational. Because if a tank needs to be top tier to do well, it's not really a good tank. And the only tanks I will keep that will only do well as top tier are premium tanks, because I keep every premium tank. But we're just setting up here. We don't have that many tanks who have gone down the 9-0 lines here on Ensk. So I'm side scraping. I'm not advancing, but then our T-54, T-44 decide to go for it. So I'm going to give them backup. Now I'm bottom tier, so I don't want to be on the front line, but move forward. You can see this long aim time, but you can see 354 damage. This is a tier 7 medium tank, and the reload is quite good as well. I think the reload's about 7.5, 8 seconds. So just moving up, trying to get shots in. Now, somewhere in this game, I managed to hit a Jagdpanther, and I don't remember hitting a Jagdpanther in this game, so it might have been that blind shot. But our tanks are being pushed, I move up. Auto aim, shot through the wall, 279 damage this time. Alright. So really, nothing in front of me. Nothing much in front of me. And you can see, aiming while moving, this tank is not good at shooting on the move. But our T-54 or T-44 are both on low health. Trying to get a shot here. Not much of one. And there you go. The accuracy, even though I've fully aimed, the accuracy is not fantastic. But I decide to move forward. VK is a one-hit kill. Get a shot on the move, even though this tank is not good at shooting on the move. And now I've got to advance because our 1390's in trouble. And there's a Conqueror, there's a Jagdpanther. Oh, I do hit the Jagdpanther. I don't remember this, but 313 damage on a Jagdpanther. I thought it was a blind shot, never mind. Okay, so Conqueror focused on our scout. We track him. Always good to track tanks, especially when you're lower tier. So he's woken up. Don't know what he was doing. Go for the track shot again, another 313 damage. So he couldn't hit me, his turret was stuck behind the railway carts, but we're already up to 1500 damage. I've got one kill. I thought, at the time I was playing this, I thought it was a very average game. Our team are doing well. I move forward. Our T-44 is on very low health. He's on 44 health. So, the next sequence of play is basically me trying to keep him alive. So, oh, Tiger 2 So I've got to go T-29, but I'm committed. Tiger 2 was going for the T-44. Get a shot into the Tiger 2, and again, got ammo rack, didn't realize it, but might have got a second shot off, I don't know, but T-29 can no longer help the T-44. T-29 moving up. But, yeah, I've taken one hit, but I would not have been able to do that in a Cheery. Would not have been able to do that in a Cheery. Cheery would not have been able to circle distracted Tiger 2. But we're just going to work here on the T-29. There we go. So we pick up our second kill. That takes me up to 2.3k damage. And it's a very, very average game. I mean, it's nothing special. I'm shooting some higher tier tanks. I'm shooting some tanks of my own tier. Just one tank left on the enemy team. But, yeah, I mean, if I was in a Cheery, I don't think I would have had a game. Won't say it's as good, but as average as this. So we get one shot into the rear of the E-75. Was hoping to set him on fire. Unfortunately, our T-44 manages that. And the enemy tank, or the E-75, is taken out. But, yeah, this tank, it's competitive even when it's bottom tier. Unlike the Cheery. So that was a little quick insight into my mind. I keep a lot of tanks. I think I've got close to 200 tanks, but I won't keep a tank unless I feel it's competitive. The A-44 is competitive, even when it's bottom tier, and the Cheery isn't. And that's why I sold the Cheery. That's why I don't think it's a very good tank. But just an ace tanker and a Confederate in that game. It wasn't a fantastic game. Didn't feel as if it was an amazing game, but because I was bottom tier, because I was shooting higher tier tanks, we ended up with an XP total of 1264, 2,600 damage. Again, you can have much bigger games in an A-44 and only 2 kills. You can have many more kills in A-44s. But because I was bottom tier, it turned into an ace tanker, and I fired 14, hit 10. Gun is not that accurate. I was quite lucky. Aim time is long. Tank does have problems, but it can do a job. Spotted 1, damaged 8, destroyed 2, did 1,000 assistance damage, and finished up with 41,000 credits with a premium account. On a ×2 event, that left me with 3,792. But yeah, just a quick bonus video today. A-44, worth keeping. I don't think the Cheery is, although, as I say, a lot of you guys are probably going to be making comments that the Cheery is the best tank ever. But that's my mindset. I think if a tank isn't competitive when it's bottom tier, then it's not worth keeping. But anyway, I want to say congratulations again to Matt, Duncan, Torgano, and Ricator for winning those beta keys for Heroes of the Storm. I do apologize, they can only be used on the EU region. But there's no problem setting up an account on the EU region if you're not on the EU. However, if you don't want to use those keys, then let me know and I can give them out to someone else, maybe on a future video on the EU server. But if you do want the keys, congratulations. Hope you have a lot of fun in that game. Not my type of game, but I hope you guys make use of those keys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.